right, so just announced, if you missed this, you started a video podcast, essentially a video piece that you bring in a dog that needs to be adopted every week. The very first dog that came in met my son in the hallway of this workplace and has since been adopted within the last week.
Yep, from the Humane Society of the South Platte Valley.
Beautiful dog. Just
Ford.
posted a picture up of Ford
Cute.
and Joey together the day that he got him. What I'm going to tell you next, if you're one of those people that look for signs in this world, this is one of the most beautiful ones that I've ever heard of. When Joey adopted Ford, he met him the day that you brought him in.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went back on Saturday and they filled out the paperwork.
Yep.
And then they said, come back on Tuesday. And then we will have you meet with the trainer for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll sign the papers. We'll go through a whole bunch of things. That is exactly what happened. Ford had been at the Humane Society for how long?
About 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah,
right?
he kept getting passed over.
Kept getting passed over.
Kinda sad.
6 months.
Yeah.
The day that he was adopted, the papers had been signed and they were getting his things. They set him up beautifully with a kennel that he was comfortable with. They were sending him with some of his favorite toys. In the moment Ford was getting packed up to leave after 6 months at the Humane Society, 2 people walked in about Joey's age, about 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he overheard them say, "Can we see Ford?" And he was kind of like, he's not really in the conversation.
But paperwork had been signed, right?
Paperwork had been signed.
So it was safe.
That was my first reaction to it. It was like, and that was his too. Everything kind of clenched. He was like, okay, paperwork signed.
All right.
This is my dog.
I love this dog. I'm taking Ford home with me today.
The guy that was working that said, you can see him, but just to let you know, he's in the process of being adopted right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, really? We just want to see if this is our friend's dog.
Oh, God. Really?
Yes. So Joey starts to get a little bit nervous and they bring Ford out and these 2 people have kind of a reaction to the dog. And they're like, yeah, we think this was our friend's dog. Who brought him in? And they're like, we don't know. It was a surrender. And they said, a year ago this week, our friend took his own life.
Oh, God.
And left this dog with their dad, the boy's dad. And the dad wasn't a great match. They had been worried about the dog. They had since been looking for that dog and started to look through humane societies and saw him.
Really?
Knowing that he had been surrendered. They had just found out that he had been surrendered like 2 weeks before that. So it's not that he had been searching for 6 months. Yeah. That would be a little bit odd to me in that story. Okay. But they had just found out through someone else that the dad gave their friend's dog away. And they were like, that was like the last connection we had with our friend. Oh. And they came up and they met Joey and they shook his hand and they told him about Ford when Ford was a puppy.
Wow.
I could not.
That's crazy.
I couldn't get through my son telling that story without crying and like, what did you do? And he goes, they just shook my hand and said, you've got a really great dog and it means the world to us that, we just found out this dog was like given away and it kind of upset us. And this was our friend's dog.
Wow.
And the timing, to get there at that moment.
You guys, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm sure Joey that day was there for maybe an hour.
An hour
window to meet the people that knew this. Whoa, that's nuts.
Am I not?
I got chills.
I've been telling you, I was like, I want to tell you that. I can't wait to tell you this story. If you're ever looking for a sign, it was too perfect.
Wow.
It was too perfect. And for these 2 people to see something like from their friend connected to them and live on, they came up and shook Joey's hand again. Said, you've got a really great dog. I'm sure he's going to be in great hands.
That's awesome.
You
couldn't ask for a better bow tie at the end of this process.
So unexpected.
Wow.
Too. So
that's crazy.
I've never heard anything like that in my life. And it was like,
and this is such a small shelter. Yeah. I mean, all of the odds are stacked against a story like this happening.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know. It's just amazing. It was like, that was just, adopt is such a great way to go.
Yes, absolutely.
And to know that Ford, I can promise, he's in great hands.
Yep. Got another dog coming in today. We'll post that video up tomorrow.
There you go.
What's the name of the shelter again? What's it?
The Humane Society of the South Platte Valley.
And if you want to see just the happiest boy going home with my boy,
find the video.
That tongue is out in the picture. It's so cute. So great job with what you're doing and what you've set up here with KYGO as well.